Hi guys, this is Flipped Geometry video number 17. Just a quick recap of the surface area formulas that we've been looking at in this section. So, we did the rectangular prism, we did the triangular prism, we talked about the trapezoidal prism, and we spoke about the cylinder as well. All four of those have a very similar calculation for their surface area. And just to review all four of those really quickly, for the rectangular prism, we know that the surface area is going to equal to two of those base areas. So if the base area is little b times little h, well, it's simply 2 times little b times little h. Now, I didn't write the parentheses this time, I know, but you could include them if you need to, but ultimately you don't need to. Because it's simply just 2 multiplied by b multiplied by h. It's the same idea. We're going to add, of course, the area of the lateral sides, and we determine that that comes from the perimeter of that rectangle multiplied by our big H. And remember, our big H is the distance between the bases. So here's our formula for the rectangular prism's surface area. Similar to that, we have a triangular prism, the same idea, where the surface area of our triangular prism is 2 of those base areas. Now, we started out by saying that it must be 2 triangles, and we started with this, and we ended up saying that those can get canceled out to create ones, which is ultimately why the formula for the bases, the two bases, is simply represented as b times h. Now, of course, we need the lateral areas, and those lateral areas, as you saw in the video, comes from, once again, our perimeter of our triangle multiplied by that big H distance between the bases. So there we have the triangular prism surface area formula. Similar, but a little bit different than the rectangular prism surface area formula. The third one that we spoke about is the trapezoidal prism, and once again we had a situation where the surface area is 2 of those base areas. So we said that it was 2, and then we put the formula for a trapezoid in there like that. And we realized, wait a minute, this can be canceled out to give us 1 on the top and bottom, so we don't need to include those 2's. So in the end, we have base 1 plus base 2 multiplied by h, little h that is, this h here, to give us those 2 areas of the trapezoid bases. Then we have our big H multiplied by the perimeter. So in the end, this is your trapezoidal prism formula. The last one we spoke about is the cylinder. And the cylinder follows the same pattern. It has, once again, those 2 bases, and this time they're just circles. So we end up with 2 pi r squared. And again, similar to the rectangle, I didn't write the parentheses on this. Not necessarily needed. I know I'm going to do the squaring first because of PEMDAS, and then I just multiply with pi and with 2. Of course, now I'm going to add that to the perimeter of my circle. However, the perimeter of a circle we call the circumference. So we represent that as c, and the circumference there we know from previous work is, of course, either pi times the diameter or 2 times pi times the radius, depending on which one you want to use. And that circumference of the circle, once again, gets multiplied by the distance between our bases, which is big H. So 2 times pi times r squared plus the circumference multiplied by big H. These are your 4 surface area formulas.